It is what it is. I feel like it could be it's going to be big for the sport. It's going to be big for the UFC, and I think it'll put us on par with the other major sports organizations.
So to me, I think it just brings people together. It makes it way more mainstream, and it gets more butts in the seats. It gets more television views, which means more money in our pockets. And if you think about the big picture,
I feel it's a good thing for the sport. It's legitimizing the sport. I think it's more like an incentive because I hear they pay more to the fighters that's ranked higher. So you want to be ranked higher, so you get paid more. So I think it's good.
You know, it feels like we made it. You know, we sit there and I've heard about, you know, talks of maybe of somebody coming in like this, and to know that it's Reebok and know that it's somebody like them, and to see the way that they want me to win. You know, if I need something, the only reason I'm not getting it is because I'm not calling them. What other sponsor does that? You know, it can be 11 o'clock at night. Say, hey, Kevin, I need new shoes. The next morning, I'll have 4 or 5 pairs overnighted. You know what I mean? Here, yeah, we're gonna make sure. We want you to win. We want you to have everything you can have to be your best. And that right there shows, and the loyalty that they have, huge. You know what I mean? Like, words can't describe how excited I am and how awesome it is to say that UFC and Reebok are one.
Most of my sponsors I'm pretty close with, so you know I can do some stuff with them outside of the octagon. They're there to support me no matter what. So you know it's all good, and I'm looking forward to it.
I was working with Reebok for a while, so they plan on putting a lot into this. They did the CrossFit thing, it blew up. Let's make sure this MMA thing blows up the same way. So I think it's a good thing for everybody.
I think it's great for the sport. Cleans it up a little bit. It's a more professional look. And from what I hear, it'll be great for us fighters. It'll help us out financially a little bit. So, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Kind of got wind of it, and I think it's cool that we'll all look, professional. I think that's a good idea. I just had plenty of sponsors who really supported me, and I didn't fight for 15 months, and they had the checks kept coming, and they've been supporting me for years, and I like to support them, and it's also helps me out a lot, and I just hope that Reebok can do the same for me, and and you get concerned for some of the up-and-coming fighters who, sometimes they double their paycheck. They make 8 and 8 to fight, and they make another, 8 to 10 grand on sponsors because they know how to hustle. And if that gets taken away from them, it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle for them. But again, I have faith in the UFC that they'll be able to make that happen and do justice for us fighters and the up-and-coming fighters too.
First off, it makes sense, from a standpoint of the UFC is now becoming more like the NFL, NBA, MLS rather than the boxing world. So, I mean, it is always cool to see the different personalities, different flair that you have with guys that are doing their own thing as far as clothing when they walk out. It is a part of the personality. I've never been a guy that wears stuff that I don't want. I've never really worn Reebok, but I'm open to see it. Hopefully they can create something that's cool. For me as a business guy, I have my own business with Torque Clothing, and it's going to be really weird having a line with Reebok that competes against my own brand. But Reebok is a whole different animal than Torque. Torque is a lifestyle brand. It's a brand that is it's a lot different, and so I think the strong will survive. There's brands out there that are primarily just about fight, the fight world. Like I don't even know some of the names. You could probably name some of them, but we're in action sports. We're in the MMA space. I just happen to be a fighter that founded the sport, so the strong will survive in that world, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I think it's a good step for the UFC.